NBA action on EA Sports. I'm Ed Cohen. Great to be joined. James should be a here tonight. Tonight, the Brooklyn Nets taking on the Orlando Magic. The Nets will control the kid from rooted for the Nets growing up. And where do you live now? Brooklyn.
Of course, I'm following my favorite team, and these comments are probably going to sound biased because they are. But Brooklyn is a completely different place. Only 5 minutes outside Manhattan. It almost feels like a suburb of the city. And the fact that it's culturally relevant, it just feels like Brooklyn is the new place to be.
And he's fouled. Very close, Jay. Free throws coming up.
It's still early, so no real impact on that call. But you know that they're going to call this one tight, so you might want to keep your hands out of his pocket.
First one, count it. Goes 2 for 2. Nets have the basketball. Here comes to Porter. Jumper's good.
Clearly not afraid of the spotlight here because that was not an easy look.
To Wendell Carter, and it's rejected.
Don't stare him down like that afterwards.
Not that time.
I just takes you into this logical battle as a player offensive. Was that a great contest, or did you just miss the shot? But now you have me thinking about that the entire next possession.
Scores from the post.
You feel that? I see the confidence building.
To Jeff Porter. Screen coming. To lets it fly from beyond the arc. His first effort off the mark.
There. I'm okay with that early foul.
Notch down the first. Goes 2 for 2. To Hollis Jefferson. Porter. Shot clock, it's coming down to 4. Now down to 3. Going to launch beyond the arc. Count it. Three-pointer in.
I love watching these coaches' moments. The coach was literally saying, no, no, no. Yes, yes, yes. That's how you make coaches look like masterminds.
Baseline drive, and he's fouled. Nice move that time. He's going to the
because coaches harp on it all the time. Read the scouting report. Know who you can and should send to the line. This is a case of knowing a shooter probably had a better chance of hitting a jumper than he does of hitting the free throws.
Good free throw shooting. Knocks down a pair. It's Brooklyn's ball. Here comes the screen. Surveys the floor. To Porter. Has a chance. Getting dirty. Loose ball on the deck. Beyond the arc for three. Knocks it down. And Jay, so much better to get that shot beyond the arc than inside 22 feet.
And in today's game, you have to make shots like that. Nice work draining it from deep.
Here comes the screen. To Davis. Brooklyn with 4 to shoot. 4-3. Count the triple.
Ooh, welcome to the new reality. Positionless basketball. Bigs are now PGs with the ability to drain threes.
Magic have it. To Wendell Carter. Nice pace. Sets it up and slams it down. Feed the big fella. Point to the passer.
So good when you get everybody involved. In particular, they'll run the faster, and guess what? They'll set harder screens because they're actually in the game.
The screen sets him up for 2.
I wasn't necessarily sure which way that PNR was going, but I guess neither was the defense. That makes 2 of us.
Baseline drive, but he can't finish.
And you see so many players quit on a play after they were beat the first time, but not him. He stayed on his hip, he fought back, and he made the player miss the shot. That's great defense.
And watch him do the rest. Slam dunk. They have set the tone in this one.
I love when I see offenses come out in beast mode. You attack that paint, you get to the rim, inevitably the floor will open up for you to knock down some threes.
To Davis. Off the assist.
Bodies bouncing all around on that layup with the offense winning that battle.
Converts in the paint. Nice finish at the rim. To Porter. Ed Davis. From long range. Buries it on the catch and shoot.
Ooh, that confidence level is so superior. Whenever you start jacking back on defense before the ball through the
Able to convert inside.
old school equals high percentage.
Play is stopped. Timeout for Brooklyn as they'll make sure they're aligned here in a 2-point ball game. New blood coming in. for both sides. And good work defensively as the pass is taken away. And count the basket.
Well, look, you can't be caught flat-footed on defense. You need to be on the balls of your feet, especially in transition. You have to jab at that guy with the ball, hedge at him. Make him think that maybe you will take him. Maybe you'll fan out to a defender on the perimeter, but still keep him guessing. But when you don't do that, that's easy money.
Calls out of bounds. Last touch by DeMarre Carroll. To Wendell Carter. Ed Davis tips it.
Sent a message on that one, Ed.
Lays it up and in.
They're going to have to find answers defensively and quickly because he's carving them up in the first quarter.
Magic own the possession. To Wendell Carter. Sizing up the defense. Carter. They've slowed down the pace. Now 3 on the shot clock. Fires the 3 and knocks it down. Jay, the defender, tough to gamble that time beyond the arc.
Man, you making people dance out there? I see you with the footwork.
To Davis. Here's a chance from long range. Shakes free and hits.
Well, the defense has been good, but the shot-making ability has been better. And sometimes for NBA players at this level, the more you're in their face, the more it helps them center their focus on the target, which is making the shot. I know it sounds weird, but trust me, it's a real thing, Ed.
Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
Ed, you ever bail out of something at the last second? That's what I see from the defense. All that no man's land. They weren't really committed to getting out of the way, committing a hard foul, or taking the brunt of contact.
Free throw good to finish off the three-point play. The lead is up to 5. Here comes the screen. Unbothered by the defense as he drills it.
That was a tough shot. The guy was in your pocket. He even contested the shot. Everything was going according to plan until then. You can get him.
Here comes the screen. Yes, it drops. A little drama on one.
Again, Ed, you made it to the games that no one heard. Even if you're not.
Shifting gears, here comes some substitution. With interception. Great defensive play. Count the basket at the rim.
Ooh, he teased me a little bit right there. But see, I like that. That's called a great entertainer. Always leaving me on the edge of my seat.
Here comes the screen. 5 to shoot for Orlando. For 3. Misfires. It's no good. And a chance coming up at...
You see this all the time. The defensive players establishing his presence on the court and also checking to see how...
Free throws on the way. Two for 2 on that trip. Jones with it. Down by 1. Carter. Tough-looking shot there. Still gets it to go down.
Man, that may not have been a gimme, but that layup at the rim definitely chips away at the pride of the defense.
And a throwdown.
Well, they have such great flow to their offense this evening. The ball isn't sticking to one player individually. It's moving around the perimeter, and it's zipping. They're playing with a special cohesiveness.
Carter. Brooklyn's got it. Jarrell Martin sends it away.
That kid can block out the sun, man.
Lets it fly from long range, knocks it down. That was a tough shot.
Even though the coach initially may not like that shot, now he's clapping because that ball went in.
Jones with it. They can go 2 for 1 if they hurry. Here comes the screen to Wendell Carter. Knocks it down off the step back.
I 100% guarantee you that was not the play call, but a bucket is a bucket.
Deep 3 at the buzzer. That's the end of the quarter. The Nets have the lead. On to the second quarter. Jay, I don't... know if we're going to see quite that level of offensive production that we saw to start this one.
If anything on this game, Ed, you have to expect the unexpected. When players have range that extend outside the gymnasium, oh, we're going to get a chance to watch something special.
Nets have it. Coming down to 4, down to 3, fires the 3, textbook defense. The follow won't go either. Deep. No and 1.
Because in certain players' mind, it doesn't matter amongst the trees or not. Always going to be the giant in the paint.
Here comes the screen. Nothing going here on that drive. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. He engulfed him that time. It's Orlando's ball. Scores from the post.
Shot.
To Davis. And buries it. Jay, they'll take that any day.
There you go, finally. Shoot your shot.
Jones with it. They trail by 1. Oh, great pass, setting up the basket.
Well, when you play for each other and not just for yourself, that's when great things happen. You essentially lose yourself in what the team is trying to accomplish. It's called unselfish basketball. And there's nothing more beautiful than rewarding your teammate with a nice pass and letting them finish for 2 or 3 points.
Jones with it. Down a point. Count it. That's belief right there on his shot.
I could see the beads of sweat forming when he had to put the ball on the ground there. You still got it, though.
Going to launch beyond the arc. That one off the mark. It's no good. Jones with it. Leads just a point. Stuffs it down with authority. He was ready right at the tip.
What a first half he's having. He came out of the gate, attacked, found ways to get to the rim. Now look how easy the game is coming to him.
Changes coming from both sides. Right now. Five to shoot. Beyond the arc for 3. Buries it on the catch and shoot.
They're shooting the ball well, but let me tell you why. They're already ready to shoot before they even catch the ball. Look at their hands. Their hands are ready, providing a target. So when they catch that ball, they go right into their shot. We call that being shot ready.
Nothing going here on that drive. Just enough of a head fake to help on that one.
Okay, look, not everything is going to make it into the scouting report.
2 points to the board.
And if you don't contest, he's knocking that down with ease.
Magic basketball. Trying to cash in and strokes it.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
For 3. Message received. Well defended.
Shooters shoot. Period. I don't want to hear any excuses. That's why you're on the floor. You keep doing what you're doing with that superior confidence.
Oh, the touch at the rim. Count it.
There you go. I like seeing scoring coming from unlikely sources.
Brooklyn with the basketball. Screen coming. Perfect feed to set up the basket.
And when plays like that happen with multiple players touching the ball, the basketball gods will 100% reward you.
It's no good. If he takes those shots, he'll be back on the bench in no time. Has a look. The screen sets him up for 2.
Okay, I saw a little bit of a handle there, but let's see if that confidence is still there down the stretch.
Coach of the Magic will use a timeout as he'll take a moment to go over things here in the second quarter. We have both squads set to make some moves. Right now. From long range. Rebound comes down to Brooklyn. To Porter. Here comes the screen. Fires the 3. Oh, that's how it's done.
Don't seem shocked. This is how the game is played these days. Shooting a 3 is like shooting a layup.
Orlando ball. To Wendell Carter. stock of the floor. Has a chance, count the basket.
Oh, man, you're not supposed to be able to do that with that size, but it's game dexterity and mobility are off the charts for bigs.
To Porter. The Nets now with 4 to shoot. Here's a chance from long range. Michael Porter Jr. fulfilling expectations. Tough shot.
Well, they're shooting the ball at an amazing clip, and when they shoot the ball this well, they're essentially unguardable. And Ed, let me tell you what that does for the team. It eventually opens up space to put the ball down on the ground and get to the rim. That's how critical the three-point shot is.
To Hollis Jefferson. Porter. For 3. That'll humble the rookie. Porter Jr. off the mark.
Great contest by the D, but I want to see the coaching staff call the same exact play the next possession. Get that offensive player the ball. Let him prove that it wasn't the D. It was more in his own head.
Able to convert inside.
2 points. Take them any way you can get them.
Nets have the basketball. Oh, Jay, he commands the paint this time down.
That boy's living his best life.
Nothing going here on that drive. Trying to cash in, gets it to go. The percentage lied with the defense. The shooter strikes that time. Has a look. No good.
I'm not sure that the contest on the shot contributed to the miss, but what it might have done is seep into the confidence of the shooter that the next time he might decide to try to drive to the rim instead of settling for a jumper.
Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
The defender was actually in a good position there. They even made a decent play on the ball, but sometimes those bounces go the other way. Still, stay aggressive out there.
Free throw's good. A three-point play. And with that, they go up by 3. It's Brooklyn's ball. To Porter. Probing the defense. Porter. Magic have it. Yes, and the foul, and a chance at 3 coming up.
The offense has very little to lose on those type of plays if they know they can, number 1, create contact, and number 2, still get the ball up. You need to assert yourself fully on the defensive end by initiating the contact and not allowing the offensive player to get that ball above his waist.
Wes Iwundu at the line for a chance at a three-point play. Hasn't missed yet. Free throw good as he completes the three-point play. The lead is up to 6. To Porter. Old school. Backs his man down for the basket.
2 points. Take them any way you can get them.
Doesn't have the touch. No good.
That's how you do it. You keep riding him to the basket, and if the refs aren't calling it, keep being physical. Keep knocking him off balance.
Nice pass to set things up.
Look, the highest.
Here comes this. Scores from the post.
Hand down, man down. You got to get up and contest the shot.
Brooklyn's got it. Probing the defense to Porter. Got it.
There are certain guys in this league that should be put on alert status 24/7 because either they're posterizing you or that attempt can still be a poster.
Just inside the arc. At the buzzer. It's good. That's the kind of guy you allow to beat you. It doesn't go their way. That's it for the first half. The Magic have the lead.
Time for the Rose Report at halftime, and it's brought to you by EA Sports. The Magic are in a close game thus far. It was their playmaking, the way they gave each other scoring opportunities. The Magic will start the second half with a narrow lead. It was their playmaking, the way they gave each other scoring opportunities. That really impresses me. I love seeing unselfish basketball like that. Have a look at the leading scorers for the Orlando Magic. These are the guys getting buckets for the Brooklyn Nets.
Game track. Bench points.
The coaches are getting the kind of bench production that can make for some interesting rotations. Keep an eye on the substitution patterns in the second half.
Player of the half.
The film speaks for itself. He's definitely the player of the half. Now he just got to give an encore to get his team to win. Here we go with the top plays.
Number 2. Number 1.
The Magic have the lead, but not by much. It was their playmaking, the way they gave each other scoring opportunities. That really impresses me. I love seeing unselfish basketball like that. These are the guys getting buckets for the Orlando Magic. Have a look at the leading scorers for the Brooklyn Nets.
Game track. Bench points.
What I found interesting about that half of basketball is how the momentum stayed high even when the substitutions started coming into the game. These guys coming off the bench, from both benches actually, are doing a great job of making positive contributions.
Player of the half.
I like this choice because he really put on a show in the opening half. There's a reason he's a fan favorite. These are the top plays from the opening half.
Number 2. Number 1.
Thanks for joining us for the halftime report. The second half is about to get started.
Or pass it. Here comes the screen. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
Ed, you ever bail out of something at the last second? That's what I saw right there from the defender. We call that no man's land. They weren't really committed to getting out of the way, committing a hard foul, or taking the brunt of the contact.
The free throw, perfect. And the lead is up to 7. And he drains it.
Woo, did you see that? Eyes to the rim, and the rest was all net.
To Wendell Carter. The rebound cleared by the Nets. Nets have it to Hollis Jefferson.
Hey, big screen right there, big screen.
Surveys the floor. Short jumper stays out.
We call some of these players practice players. You know, the guys that make 5 out of 10 shots in practice, but then all of a sudden they're not gamers because then they're making 1 of 10. That's exactly what you want him to do. You want him to take those kind of shots.
Reset here. Let's see what they do. A drive, but he can't get it to go.
That's superb defense. That's a defense getting there from the weak side early and making the player short arm a shot.
And he's fouled. A couple of free throws coming up, Jay.
Ed, as a defender, you cannot, I repeat, you cannot foul in the act of upward motion into your shot. Your timing needs to be better.
And he connects on the first free throw. And gets both to drop at the line. That pass stolen by Orlando.
You know, Ed, sometimes you're just more ready to play than your opponent. The intensity and the effort, it's off the charts.
Tough-looking shot there. Still gets it to go down.
And the true test of a team's character is how they respond when they get hit in the mouth. Keep digging.
To the rim. Lays it up and in.
This may sound cheesy, but sometimes you just need to sit back, get a tub of popcorn, and just enjoy the show, because that's what you're watching right now.
To Wendell Carter. Off the assist.
Bodies bouncing all around on that layup with the offense winning that battle. But if the defense keeps up that kind of pressure, good things are bound to happen.
Here comes the screen. To Porter. And he hits.
And if you don't contest, he's knocking that down with ease.
Swings it. Driving right to the basket. Knocks it down from mid-range.
Might have had an extra dribble or two there, but he got the shot he wanted.
To Porter. Has a chance. Knocks it down. Off the step back.
You know, Ed, I'm down with guys having 35, 40, maybe 50 points in the game. But the one thing you look for in the defensive end, when there's a huddle after a guy has dropped multiple buckets on you in a row, and everybody's quiet, nobody stands up and says, yo, I got him, I'm going to stop him, you're in a worrisome place for your team.
Shot clock winding down. Lets it fly from long range. Smothering D. And he hits.
Ooh, cool, calm, and collective. The 3 C's. His handles are effortless.
Here's Orlando with the basketball. The Magic with 4 to shoot. Fires the 3, buries it on the catch and shoot.
Yeah, and what we're seeing is a brilliant offensive display. You have ball movement, player movement, and great shooting to top it off. You get those 3 things going, you're going to be a dynamic offensive unit.
He's going to the free throw line to shoot.
Love the fact that the shooter created contact on the upward motion to shoot the basketball. Big time play.
Rondae Hollis-Jefferson at the line for 2 shots. For his career, 76% from the line. And hits the first free throw. Able to convert on both free throws. Magic have it. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
And I know there's so much excitement about the play, but everybody looks at the player. More people need to pay attention to the guy at the end of the bench, the strength and conditioning coach, because this kid's been putting in the time and effort every day in the weight room.
Wes Iwundu trying to cash in on the 3-point play. He's perfect from the line so far. The free throw, good. And they add 1 more to the lead. It's up to 11. Here comes the screen. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. Shot off the mark. Good defense.
And big-time coaching strategy by the staff right there, utilizing their bench, keeping fresh legs on that shooter consistently throughout the course of the game.
Brooklyn with the basketball. To Hollis Jefferson. Porter. Going to launch beyond the arc. That's how you defend.
And there's always so much talk about defense. How about offensively? If you continue to attack that shooter, now you're making him work on the defensive end. That makes him take his legs away on the offensive end.
Cleans it up. On the follow. Way to stay with it.
Hey, one of the things I hear all the great teams say in the huddle, they say 1, 2, 3, no mercy. Now it's time for you to go even harder on the defensive end.
Porter. To Hollis Jefferson. Trying to cash in. Shot from Hollis Jefferson, no good. To Wendell Carter. Beyond the arc for three, and drains it.
Great shot by the offense, but the defense, you can't afford to collapse off that penetration. I'd rather a team take a tough 2 than a wide open 3.
To Porter. Nothing going here on that drive. To Wendell Carter. Shot from the lane won't go. Here comes the screen. Oh, good work to step in front. The pass taken away.
You go back to the principles, things that we started working on when we were in first and second grade. Is called the shell drill. You stay down in the stance defensively, you try to deny the next pass away, and you have to communicate. If your conditioning is bad, you have no chance. But if you're able to do all these things together, collectively, you will be able to stop a great passing team.
Whoops, that won't go. To Hollis Jefferson. Great defense there, forcing the pickup. Shot won't go. How you practice leads to that. Nice pump fake. Now the Nets going to take a timeout as their coach wants to get a word in with his guys here in this third. Time to adjust. Both coaches making changes on the floor. To Porter. 4-3. Knocks it down and the foul. And a chance now at a 4-point play.
If you're the defender, you can't keep your hand outwards in the pocket of the shooter. The offensive player recognized that. He raked his arms into yours on his way up to take the shot. That's a foul every time.
You can count that one. 4-point play. Magic own the possession. And he buries it.
You know, everyone gets lucky from time to time. You played the probability game perfectly on that possession.
To Davis. From long range. Can't go down. Smothering defense.
Great contest by the D, but I want to see the coaching staff call the same exact play the next possession. Get that offensive player the ball. Let him prove that it wasn't the D. It was more in his own head.
Scores from the post.
Old school equals high percentage.
Here comes the screen. Brooklyn with 4 to shoot. Fires the 3. Tough shot. He hits.
Everything looks great when you shoot the ball like this. And yes, Ed, this team does have some issues, but they are all masked and camouflaged with this shooting display we're watching.
Isaac. Here's a chance from long range and knocks it down. Jay, for the defender, tough to gamble once the ball's behind the arc.
Ooh, welcome to the new reality. Positionless basketball. Bigs are now PGs with the ability to drain threes.
Screen coming. Curling inside. It's Orlando's ball. Sizing up the defense. Deep left corner. Passed it off. Layup goes down. Well done.
Well, the shooting has been spectacular, but one of the things that I've seen as the difference maker in this ball game is how they are catching the basketball. They're not establishing a pivot foot, which leaves the defense wondering which way you can drive, but when that shot is working like that, you got it any way you want it.
Now the Magic going to signal for a timeout as their coaching staff wants to talk things over here in this third quarter.
Well, first off, energy and persistence conquer all things. But look at the way they're setting screens. Look at the way they're communicating to each other. They're actually hitting people on those screens, and they're coming off those screens with their hands in a target area, ready to shoot the basketball. When you play the game with that kind of precision and that kind of energy, you see why they're in the lead.
Some lineup changes now for both clubs. Couple of cracks at the line now.
Look, I get it. Being down sucks. but you can't just start haphazardly playing defense and committing silly fouls. Play this game with purpose.
First free throw is good. And he makes them both. Nets have the basketball. Count the basket, and it could have been more. No whistle.
I wasn't necessarily sure which way that PNR was going, but I guess neither was the defense. That makes two of us.
Ed Davis sends it away. Oh, why not? It only has a chance if it goes up. Desperation shot here from half court. There's the buzzer. 3 quarters complete. So far, all Magic. Brooklyn basketball here. As we start the fourth quarter, and they're not totally out of it just yet, but you'd have to say they have lots of work to do to get back in this game.
They probably have to put together some kind of 10-0 run to get back in this ball game, but this is when an opportunity has a chance to become magical. I've been part of it, and I've seen it happen so many different times. Just because a team has been dominating you the last couple of quarters doesn't mean that you can't start believing in yourself, that you can do anything you want to do on the court at any given time. You watch, once you start to believe, you'll get back in this game.
Can't connect from in close.
And one of the most underrated things in this game is quick lateral speed. Good job by utilizing that speed and taking away the lane.
Alexia Jinsa with a piece. Magic basketball. Here comes the screen. Take stock of the floor. Nothing going here on that drive. And scores on the step back.
You know, it reminds me, Ed, of a story a legendary coach once told me. He said, if you ever get in a fight, you're not going to hit somebody with an open hand, correct? You'll probably break a finger. But if you hit somebody with the fist, what is that? That's 5 fingers working collectively together as one. That's how you deliver a knockout punch, and that's what we're seeing tonight.
The Nets now with 4 to shoot. For 3. Knocks down the second free throw. Perfect from the line. Hits all three of them. Screen coming. Rebound taken by Hollis Jefferson. Has a look. Deep two there, won't go.
We call some of these players practice players. You know, the guys that make 5 out of 10 shots in practice, but then all of a sudden they're not gamers because then they're making 1 of 10. That's exactly what you want him to do. You want him to take those kind of shots.
To Hollis Jefferson. That's no good. Lets it fly from long range. It's no good. Shot's not going down. Nothing going here on that drive. Knocks it down from mid-range.
Okay, you don't get a 10 for style points, but it worked.
Orlando ball. Isaac. Probing the defense. 5 seconds to shoot. Fires the three. Man, that was a tough shot.
It's easy to get lost in the chaos of the game down the stretch, but great awareness by the shooter to get those toes right behind the three-point line.
To Hollis Jefferson. Here comes the screen. Old school. Backs his man down for the basket. Screen coming. Shot clock winding down. Lets it fly from beyond the arc and knocks it down. And Jay, so much better to get that three-point shot than one instead from 22 feet.
Not everybody possesses this power, but wow, what court awareness.
Mixing things up. Hockey line substitutions. Both teams making changes. To Porter. That's a turnover. It goes the other way. Gets it in the right corner. 5 to shoot for Orlando. Going to launch. Beyond the arc. Not easy.
You know, from a point guard perspective, one of the things that I learned when I played in the league was that the more I was willing to give the ball up, the harder other players were willing to run to their spots. The harder the bigs were running to the rim. The harder the three-point shooters were running to the three-point line because they knew they could be active recipients. And when they caught the ball, they knew exactly what to do with it.
To Porter. Down to 5 on the 24. Beyond the arc for 3. That won't go. Orlando has it. Whistled for the foul. Chance coming up at the free throw line.
I don't know, Ed. Maybe there's a long-term play here. But next game, we're going to be aggressive early. Maybe.
Jarrell Martin has got 2 shots coming. For his career, 76% from the line. Knocks down the first. Goes 2 for 2 at the line. To Porter. The opposing coach is going to counter, make some changes of his own. Around the perimeter. For 3. And he buries it. Jay upping the ante from beyond the arc.
And it just seems like the defense has lethargic closeouts. You need to close out with more of a sense of urgency. Run them off the three-point line. Make them take a tough 2 rather than an easy 3.
Baseline drive. Rebounded by Orlando. Scores.
Well, we got a chance to firsthand watch something be created. I think we just watched an epidemic of passing. I've never seen something like this before. It was so contagious, everybody started to do it, and it ultimately led to the other team's demise.
If that's an epidemic, sign me up. To Porter. And finishes strong.
We call that get your money and put it in the bank.
Here's Orlando with the basketball. Has a chance. The jab step opens up space to knock down the jumper.
Clearly not afraid of the spotlight here because that was not an easy look.
To Porter. Defense making the ball handler work. Knocks it down off the step back.
We're watching a clinic right now. We're watching basketball one-on-one. Whoever this professor is, he needs to get paid top dollar.
To Wendell Carter. Scores from the post. Play is stopped. Timeout for Brooklyn as they'll make sure they're all on the same page here in the fourth quarter. Looks like some substitutions are coming on in. from long range. Creates the space to bury the three on the step back.
Look, I'm not the one to hate. I'm the prime example of a bad decision that turned out well.
To Wendell Carter. Nice pass to get things going.
This type of game needs to be celebrated. This is the type of culture that is fostered when you play with unselfish players. When you give up a little bit of yourself and you make your teammate look great, that's the difference between winning and losing. So when you see these guys smiling, when you see them giving each other high fives, that's because of the energy that was created from the pass. Pass is one of the most brilliant things we have in this game.
Magic have it. Probing the defense. Fires the three, knocks it down. And Jay, so much better to get that shot beyond the arc than inside 22 feet.
Well, that change is inevitable. And one of the things that continues to fascinate me about this game, usually when you see a good three-point shooting team, their shoulders are square to the basket. That's no longer the case in today's game. These guys are off balance, they're moving different ways, yet they still have extreme shot-making ability.
Trying to cash in. Carter comes away with it.
And you knew this game had a chance because of the communication. When these guys stepped on the court, Ed, they were yapping back and forth to each other. And that kind of communication, that kind of one another on the court.
I don't know if friends on the other side with that three.
Oh, I don't want to hear that generic coaching. The clock is your friend. To beat them by 50, by 100, keep shooting more threes.
Magic. And now he's going to shoot a foul going up.
I believe I'm about to say this about an NBA team because this is what I say to my grandma. But just because a team is down on the scoreboard doesn't mean you stop playing hard and smart. You really have nothing to lose but really good habits to gain.
First one goes down. Finishing inside the paint on that one.
There you go. I like seeing his scoring coming from unlikely sources.
It's Orlando's ball. Cruises inside for two.
This type of game needs to be celebrated. This is the type of culture that is fostered when you play with unselfish players. When you give up a little bit of yourself and you make your teammate look great, that's the difference between winning and losing. So when you see these guys smiling, when you see them giving each other high fives, that's because of the energy that was created from the pass. Pass is one of the most brilliant things we have in this game.
2 points to the board.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
The Magic with 4 to shoot. Off the mark. Unbothered by the defense as he drills it. The Magic secure the victory as they win this one in 4. EA.
And I've got your EA Sports post-game wrap-up. And more often than when they pop from long range. Winning gets a lot easier when you're adding so many points to the scoreboard, 3 at a time. What you see here is how you have a look at these highlights, you can see how this team wasn't able to get it together. It was definitely a frustrating loss. What you see here is how the majority of the points were scored for the Brooklyn Nets.
Game track. Assists.
The Orlando Magic showed off the kind of team chemistry that coaches love to see from their players. The more they moved the ball, it showed how much they trust each other. In the end, they got to win, and it looked like they had a great time doing it.
Player of the game.
When you see these highlights, it's easy to see how this guy earned the award. His impact on the game wasn't lost on anyone. Here's our top plays of the game.
Number 2. Number 1.
These are the upcoming matchups for the Brooklyn Nets. This has been a presentation of ESPN on EA Sports. Until next time, I'm Jalen Rose, signing off.